Welcome as always to We Just Chillin' Radio. I am the Reverend Point Blank. We bring you the latest hot topics and news bites. Today, we dive into the recent attempt on the former President Donald J. Trump's life. Check it out.
Our Bob Costa, who's been speaking to Trump sources all day. Bob, what have you heard?
This is an event that has set off a seismic explosion inside of American political circles. Top Democrats and top Republicans working the phone already with me, asking me if they're hearing anything. They're trying to reach Donald Trump and his advisors. This is a shocking event to have an alleged shooting at a campaign event for the presumptive nominee just days before the convention opened in Milwaukee. There's a lot of concern. The former president, 78 years old, seen to be by his allies and friends in good physical health. This is something that has rattled everyone just within the last minute. A lot of uncertainty about what exactly happened, trying to talk to sources of the Justice Department and the Secret Service about what exactly took place.
And Bob, we're just getting some new reporting into the newsroom right now. We're being told that the former president is safe and that they have implemented protective security measures. So that is the latest that we have here. Former President Trump is safe right now. He is in with the Secret Service, who escorted him out swiftly after this event. But Bob, shocking, like you said, is the word. Troubling is the word. Worrisome is also the word for what just happened and transpired at this Trump rally. These rallies are moments where people can gather around a candidate, support a candidate. This is the democratic process, and for it to be interrupted in this way is really an affront to the democratic process. We are still learning more about what happened. This was still moments ago. Go ahead, Bob.
And this is unprecedented in recent political history. You see the former president there raising his fist. This is someone who has been defiant. In past interviews with Trump, he has confided with me. He has always been worried about his health in terms of possible violence on the campaign trail. And he has said he has sort of a fatal view about some of his exposure publicly, but he wants to get out there with campaign rallies. In the past, I've talked with former President Trump about how he sees people like George Wallace, the former presidential candidate who has been shot years ago, decades ago. But this kind of violence is highly unusual in modern American politics, thankfully so. But you see the former president raising his fist in defiance. Ronald Reagan last shot in the early 1980s when he was president of the United States at the Hilton Hotel in Washington. And he famously also expressed defiance in the hospital room, and he was dealing with that shooting and that assassination attempt at George Washington University Hospital. So a moment in history here, a possible tragedy, likely averted, but a tragic event for America to see a major political figure shot. I mean, this has echoes of 1968. Unfortunately, when you saw Dr. Martin Luther King gunned down, a major force in this country, Robert F. Kennedy running for president in California in 1968. Now, former President Trump, unfortunately, is the list of those who have been shot while running for president.
And I will read this in full, because obviously this is the first time that we are now hearing from the former president himself since this incident at his rally in Butler. He says, "I want to thank the United States Secret Service and all of law enforcement for their rapid response on the shooting that just took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Most importantly," the former president continues, "I want to extend my condolences to the family of the person at the rally who was killed, and also to the family of another person that was badly injured." He goes on to say, "It is incredible that such an act can take place in our country." He also adds, "Nothing is known at this time about the shooter who is now dead." The former president says he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of my right ear. You're looking at that online post now. So he is confirming, he says that he was shot with a bullet that pierced the upper part of his right ear. He says, "I knew immediately that something was wrong and that I heard a whizzing sound, shots, and immediately felt the bullet ripping through the skin. Much bleeding took place, so I realized then what was happening." And he ends this post by saying, "God bless America." So, Lester, some significant questions that are being answered now from the former president here as to what happened, as to how he's doing, as to his state of mind. And again, significant in that he is describing in rather vivid detail the moment when he says that bullet went through his ear He heard the whizzing sound. You're seeing some of these images now, including some that are being circulated by his allies with the former president, his fist raised in the air. He said he felt the bullet ripping through the skin with a lot of bleeding taking place. What we don't know now is where the former president, is headed next. We understand that he is obviously getting treated at that local medical facility. We know from his son, and I will tell you from other sources that I've spoken with, that he appears to be in good spirits. That is what folks are being told, and that his son, who has spoken with him directly, says. And you see the former president able to, obviously in these videos, this image we've been showing, able to move, able to pump his fist, but you see the blood that he's talking about there on his right ear as the former president is describing what happened. Important to note here, he is also, of course, extending condolences to the person who was hurt, the person who was believed to be killed there, and thanking law enforcement for their incredibly fast response. And you saw the response, Lester, in one of these remarkable moments as it unfolded. In some quarters, in some places online, there was a live stream of this happening. Obviously, the cameras of every network in the country were on this, given that he is the presumptive Republican nominee, of course, before this happened. And you see the absolute chaos there in Butler that we've been describing from Dasha, from Jillian, from Jake and Bianca and our teams there as the rest of it unfolded there.
He's with his doctors. Apparently he's doing well. I plan on talking to him shortly, I hope, when I get back to the telephone. Look, there's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick. It's sick. It's one of the reasons why we have to unite this country. We cannot allow for this to be happening. We cannot be like this. We cannot condone this. And I want to thank the Secret Service and all the agencies, including the state agencies, that have engaged in making sure that the people and we have more detail to come relative to other people maybe injured in the audience. I don't have all that detail. We'll make that available to you. I may be able to come back a little later tonight, but we'll put out a statement if I'm not able to, if it's not convenient for you all. But the bottom line is that the Trump rally, the rally that he should have been able to be conducted peacefully without any problem. But the idea that there's political violence or violence in America like this is just unheard of. It's just not appropriate. Everybody must condemn it. Everybody. I'll keep you informed, and if I am able to speak to Donald, I'll let you know that as well. But so far, it appears he's doing well, number one. Number two, that they're thoroughly investigating what happened to anyone else in the audience. We have some reports, but not final reports. And every agency in the federal government, I'm going back to my phone to speak with the federal agencies that are being put together again to give me an updated briefing. Has anything happened? They learned more in the last couple hours. So thank you very much, and I hope I get to speak to them tonight, and I'll get back to you if I do, okay?
Thanks for tuning in to We Just Chillin' Radio today. Stay safe, stay informed, and remember to keep chilling with us for more hot topics and news briefs. Take care. I'm the Reverend Point Blank. Enjoy the music.